23F positive pregnancy test and I haven't had sex with a male in 6 years? Help! I'm freaking out. I'm scared that I either have some crazy form of cancer or was raped, or that I'm crazy and had sex that I don't remember. I am 23F and a lesbian, not very sexually active, but have sex with the girl I'm sort of seeing about twice a month. She is a cisgender woman and there's no possible way she could get me pregnant, just to be clear. The last time I had sex with a male that I remember was in high school 6 years ago. I am 5 feet 3 inches, 140 pounds. I'm healthy, I think. I take Zoloft and sometimes use non-prescription allergy medicine, but I don't think those things are relevant. I started throwing up occasionally maybe a month ago and I wasn't really worried about it and thought I just had a stomach bug. I went to a walk-in clinic this morning because it wasn't getting better and they told me I'm pregnant. I explained that I can't be pregnant and they said I must be. I don't really keep track of my periods, but I'm not sure if I've had one in a couple of months. I am scheduled to see a gynecologist next Friday to confirm the pregnancy, but I'm scared and want answers now. I've been reading that there are some kinds of cancer that can cause a positive pregnancy test, but I can't find a lot of information about them. Can anyone tell me how likely that is? The only other possibility is last November I had been drinking at my friend's house where a bunch of us got together to watch a football game, and I don't drink and drive, so I slept on their couch. I didn't drink all that much, I think 3 drinks, so I shouldn't have blacked out. My friends whose house I stayed at are a male-female couple. I texted my male friend asking him if we had sex or something and if I was just so drunk I didn't remember it, and he was very confused and upset and said he wouldn't cheat on his wife or have sex with someone who was that drunk. I want to trust my friend, but the thing I'm really scared of is that my friend raped me and is lying and that I didn't even know it. I live in Tennessee and abortion is illegal here and I'm scared. Can somebody please tell me what is going on and if there's any other reason I could have a positive test? Mini update. Update sort of. Thank you for the responses. They really have been helpful and I've been a lot less panicked, even though I know I still don't know what's wrong with me. Seeing that it may be something besides cancer or pregnancy has helped a lot because I thought those were my only 2 options. I am at my parents' house and feeling a little bit better. My parents will help me get an abortion if I am actually pregnant, even if we have to go out of state, and my mom said she will go with me. I texted my friend, the wife of the person who I'm scared raped me, and told her everything, and that I don't want to accuse her husband, but I'm scared, and she swore on her life that I didn't seem drugged, just kind of drunk, and that I went to sleep on her couch and they both went to bed right after. She said there is no way he could have gotten up and assaulted me without her knowing. So I feel a little better and I'm trying not to work myself worrying that she's complicit and that they conspired to rape me. I feel better reading some of these responses and seeing that there are conditions besides cancer that can cause a false positive, and my parents are telling me that even if it is cancer, that doesn't mean I'm going to die. We're also going to try to see if an OBGYN can see me sooner, and my dad is going to call tomorrow to see if there are any urgent cares that have ultrasound machines. I will update once I have answers. Update 2. I posted a couple of days about having a positive pregnancy test even though I am a lesbian and haven't had sex with a male in 6 years. I got a lot of good advice and kind words, thank you all so much. I'm going to try to explain what is happening now, but between stress and medicine I'm not sure I'm able to make a lot of sense, and I'm not sure if I understand it. I went to my parents' house last night and told them what was happening, and this morning my dad found an urgent care about 2 hours from their house that had an ultrasound machine, and they were willing to see me, and my mom took me. They did another pregnancy test and it was also positive, and then did a regular ultrasound and did not find a pregnancy, so they had me go to the emergency room because they said a positive pregnancy test with an empty uterus is an emergency because it could mean there is a fetus growing outside of the uterus, which is very dangerous. The ER did a transvaginal ultrasound and couldn't find a pregnancy, and they did blood work and said my pregnancy hormone levels are very high and my potassium and iron are a little low, and they thought they could see something on my right ovary, so they did laparoscopic surgery. They ended up removing my entire ovary because they found a kind of tumor on it called an immature teratoma. I don't remember going in for surgery or waking up, but I was freaking out and hysterical when I woke up, and they had to give me Valium and N4. Mom and the nurses told me about the tumor later. The nurse said that they're talking to some specialists and doing pathology to find out if it's malignant or not, because they said a teratoma could be either malignant or not, and I have tried looking up information online, but I don't know if I understand it. I know I owe apologies to my friend who I thought might have raped me. Please no one make me feel worse about that than I already do. I think I am staying at the hospital overnight. My questions now are, how long does pathology take? Is pathology the same thing as a biopsy? Would the tumor explain why I've been throwing up, or is that something else? Will they be able to tell me if I have cancer before I leave the hospital? If it is cancer, am I going to die? Final update. Last update before I probably go home. The doctor came and talked to me. It turns out that I had misunderstood, and they didn't say it was an immature teratoma, but they did say it had features that could be one. It is definitely a teratoma, but they aren't sure if it's mature or immature because it looks like it could be either. They redid my blood work today and it still has pregnancy hormone, but is already less than half of what it was yesterday, so they are sure it was the tumor causing it, and they're pretty sure it was the reason I had been vomiting also. The doctor said he thinks that even if it is malignant, they probably removed all of it and I don't need to keep worrying that I'm going to die. He said it also shouldn't affect my health because people do just fine with one ovary and I can still have a baby if I ever want to. I'm not sure if I want biological children, but that is still a good thing to know. They're going to do a scan to look for other masses before I leave today and said that should put my mind at ease. I got an 4 yesterday that brought my potassium back to normal, so that is fine now too. I talked to my friends whose house I stayed at in November about everything that happened, and they said they're not at all mad at me and were just very worried about me because they knew they hadn't hurt me, but they were scared someone else had. They know that I trust them, but was just really freaked out. I also told the girl I've been talking to, and all of that is okay too. She is a little upset that I didn't tell her sooner because she would have come with me to urgent care and the hospital, but we'll work through it. I sent her a picture of a teratoma from the internet and said this is our son and explained what happened, and we got a good laugh, at least. They said the pathology results may take about 2 weeks, and if it is cancerous they will refer me to an oncologist closer to where I live who works with these kinds of cancers. I'm supposed to take pregnancy tests at home every 2 days for 2 weeks and contact a doctor if they're not negative after 2 weeks, because that could mean there is something else or something left over causing it. This has all been very strange and surreal, but I'm very thankful that I was not pregnant and that if I have cancer, it is probably treatable. I was so scared and had so many horrible thoughts racing through my mind that my friends had raped me and that I was going to have his baby and share custody with him. I never thought I would be relieved to have a monster tumor with teeth and hair that might be cancerous, but I am relieved. Thank you to everyone who answered my questions and reassured me. I was so scared. I'm still a little scared, but you all helped a lot. Doctors destroyed a part of my brain because of their negligence. I will never get it back. 10 years ago, I was 15 years old. I suffered a severe concussion. I was snowboarding down an unexpectedly icy slope, and when I tried to slow down, I cut an edge, fell down chin first on the ice. My legs went over my head with my chin still on the ice, and again, I was told afterwards, my chin hitting hard the ice every time. I just remember falling, then sitting in the slope, my dad screaming to me something I could not hear or understand, then looking down between my legs still attached to my board, seeing a pool of blood, then I remember spitting out hard chunks and more blood, then my tongue being cut on something sharp, my broken teeth. I passed out. It happened at 6 p.m. on a Sunday. I then remember hallucinating a lot in my head. I have no idea what happened, but I remember just seeing a 2D scene in gray, pink and green. 2 buildings divided by a cliff and figures running around, arguing. Well, that's what I remember. Then, I gained consciousness. I was laying in a hospital bed, my family and ex-step family there. I could not move, my body was hurting like never before, it was past midnight. I remember just peeing myself and crying. The doctor told me I had a concussion and a sprained neck and back sprained, and that I was really lucky my spinal column did not snap in my neck and back. She then said to my family we were good to go. I asked for a neck brace. As I was crying in pain with my swollen face, she said you don't need it. I asked if I had to go to school. She said yes, just take an Advil. Remember, we were Sunday, going on Monday. I pledged, and so did my dad, that it did not make any sense. She finally agreed and said, only one day darling, you talked all night, you don't have an excuse to skip classes. Apparently, I said things while being away. Monday was hell. I was crying from the pain in my whole body and head. My mom spent the day caring for me, trying to help as much as she could. Tuesday morning came, she came to check up on me, it was not better at all, and the day after that, and the other. She kept me home until she was forced to send me to school, 3 days if I am correct. There, I was bullied into taking my sunglasses off I was wearing as the tiniest of light was shooting a sharp pain into my skull. The sound was driving me crazy, the people were hitting me in the corridors. I fell down in a fetus position so many times, my whole body still experiencing such an unbearable pain. My physical ed teacher, bless his heart, saw me, asked me what was up, and straight up said, "You are dismissed from now on until the end of the year. No way in hell I will ever allow you back in my gym." A month later, still in pain, I received a phone call. I was miserable, trying to endure this nightmare while preparing for the finals as I was graduating high school, Canada version. "Hi, this is Ms. Good Doctor from the Brain Trauma Division of another hospital specialized in brain traumas injuries hospital. I was sent your file from Medical Negligent Hospital. Can you answer a few questions for me?" I then proceeded to tell her through her questions every symptoms I've had and still had, the degree of pain, etc. "Okay, so you are still in a complete dark room with absolutely no light, no sound, no phone or anything, right? And have been since then, correct?" I answered no, not at all, and all of the above I just wrote down. There's a moment of silence, followed by "Excuse me, Miss Super_Pantofel, I'll be right back." Unfortunately, there was nothing they could do. It was too late. I was then told that hopefully the damage would resolve, but it never did. Because of one negligent doctor, I permanently lost my short-term memory capacities and have neurological pain daily from my head to my toes. I cannot read anymore. I have to use special programs to help me write or read. I have immense difficulties remembering what people say to me. Some days are worse than others, like asking people their names 4 times, as I don't remember asking it, when I did, literally 10 seconds or less before. Some days I cannot move, it hurts too much, but I know it is not because I have hurt myself, it is just my brain sending me signals that I am. I was born with neurological differences, I will say, but the tests before and the tests afterwards were clear. My brain was damaged beyond repair. It has been 10 years I have immense hatred and anger towards a doctor, a woman, a human who vowed to protect and help others every single day. 10 years that I have lost things I did even took the time to appreciate as I should have, because now that it is gone, I know how precious these things were. 10 years I have to take daily medications, call off at work as I cannot function, screaming in silence, suffering in silence, affecting others around me who do not know or cannot understand the reality of my situation. I'm so tired and saddened by people telling me I don't listen to them, that I look fine, that I should just listen when they talk, just read a book. I still try, but I literally cannot make it back to where it was, nor even close. I miss reading a book so badly. I love writing. I miss writing and actually remembering what I was writing about the paragraph before without a robot voice consistently telling me. Thank you for reading, and please note that the quotes of what I can remember might not be the exact wording. I am sorry. TLDR, I suffered a severe brain injury, a concussion, a sprained neck and back, and because of medical negligence, it went untreated and lead to permanent brain and neurological damage. I have been remembered of it daily, suffering in silence and hating with all my being the doctor who caused it all. Edit 1. I am sorry for my lack of clarification on why I am so angry about the doctor. If they would have treated me correctly and not been negligent, my brain injuries would have had healed to a certain degree, if not completely. I needed to be isolated in a dark room, without any light or sound, for a month. That's why the other doctor called me after a month, to check if it should be more than one. I'm sorry. Edit 2. I am forbidden to snowboard ever again, and I have not. I live in the mountains, so I have been doing ski and snowboard since I could walk. It has been 10 years I haven't. I have to avoid any sport that put me at risk for the rest of my life now. Sorry for the lack of explanations. Edit 3. I am trying to read you all as much as I can. I am crying from reading your kind comments and your own stories. You all are strong and amazing people. Thank you.